Although users are able to regulate the volume, many don't realize the amount of noise they're subjecting their ears to. Regular exposure to only 85 decibels, which is about as loud as a hairdryer, can damage your hearing. With just 25 minutes at 100 decibels, you've reached your limit for a week. In order to hear her music above the street noise, Vicky sometimes turns up her music to 120 decibels. That's equivalent to the noise of a low-flying airplane, which is much too high. It can also be dangerous, because users often can no longer hear the noise of approaching cars. Vicky actually wants to become an interpreter, so it's important for her to be able to hear well. We've asked an expert to examine her ears to see if she has difficulty hearing high-pitched sounds, the first sign of hearing damage.
If that damage increases, and I'm in an environment where lots of people are talking, for example, or there's a lot of ambient noise, then I might suddenly find I'm increasingly struggling to hear what others are saying to me. A hearing test will establish whether Vicky has already damaged her hearing. The curve deviates from normal in one area. That may have been caused by exposure to too much noise. Fireworks, for example. Maybe you listen to very loud music sometimes, or you listen for long periods of time. The tiny hairs inside the inner ear may have been damaged. A computer-automated hearing test will determine whether that's the case. Sound waves are transmitted via the eardrum and the middle ear to the inner ear. There, the sensory hair cells convert the vibrations into electrical impulses, which are then transferred directly to the brain. Noise can damage the structure of these cells irreversibly. The result is hearing loss. Vicky Dunn was lucky. The sensory hair cells in her inner ear showed no damage at all. But hearing damage can develop very subtly, and care needs to be taken to guard against it. I gave her a few guidelines. If she listens to music on her MP3 player every day at full volume, she shouldn't do that for more than 2.5 hours a week in total. But maximum volume can vary from one MP3 player to another. If we apply the German standards for occupational health and safety, no one should listen to more than 2 songs a day at 105 decibels. Otherwise, they risk damaging their hearing. The in-ear headphones can be particularly harmful as they sit right in the ear canal. When we listen to music without headphones, we actually perceive the lower frequencies with our entire bodies. The low frequencies in particular create a certain beat. And if I'm using the in-ear headphones, I automatically turn up the volume so that I can feel the beats. Parents buying MP3 players for their children would be well advised to compare models beforehand. Some even come with child locks on the volume controls. I think it's sensible to listen yourself. How loud is the music that my child is currently listening to? And don't forget, we get used to a certain sound level very quickly, and so the children keep turning up the volume. It's also important to have regular breaks from noise, at least half an hour of quiet every day. That gives the ears a chance to recover and can prevent long-term damage. Vicky Dunn is now getting used to relaxing without having music all the time.
And when you're all relaxed like that, your heartbeat slows down and your blood pressure sinks. If you're excited, on the other hand, your heart will probably race. It might even skip a beat. Like that, your heartbeat sets the rhythm of your life, and its tempo depends on your age. Find out more in our facts.
It's a fact. Our heartbeat varies according to our age. On average, the heart of a newborn beats 140 times per minute, while the heart of an adult beats only half as fast, some 60 to 70 beats a minute. What a baby's heart lacks in strength, it makes up for in speed. The heartbeat ensures that enough oxygen is delivered to our organs, tissues and cells. We can only survive for a few minutes without it.
Well, don't we always take our body for granted until there's a problem? Like digestion. Imagine you're suffering from abdominal pain, diarrhea and bloating, and no doctor can find an organic cause. All indications are that your intestines are perfectly healthy. A possible diagnosis is irritable bowel syndrome. And since the origin of this mysterious condition is unknown, there is no reliable cure for it. People who are affected have to find out for themselves what helps and what doesn't.
Bärbel Schmickler wasn't quite 20 when she was first diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. The condition causes painful stomach cramps. She thought it was triggered by stress from her vocational training.
When it began in 1970, I didn't know how to deal with it and doubtless didn't respond well to begin with. I ran around looking for doctors, but soon realized they couldn't help because they didn't have much experience with it either.
In the end, doctors specializing in herbal medicine succeeded in helping her. Today, her IBS is under control.
We regularly give her a lavender oil stomach wrap, which she does mornings and evenings. Then she has a special tea therapy, where she drinks a certain combination of teas which she's taken to very well. We worked it out together with her.
Different herbs can have varying effects. For example, stimulating a sluggish digestive system or calming an overactive one. Teas made with gentian, dandelion or wormwood, for example, contain bitters that help stimulate the digestive system. Bärbel Schmickler drinks teas that primarily help ease stomach cramps.
I've now found out which teas are particularly good for me, and that's fennel tea, aniseed and caraway. I always find they help a lot.
In her case, the doctors used a combination of methods designed both to calm and invigorate the intestine. This includes moxibustion, a traditional Chinese medicine therapy that warms parts of the body to stimulate circulation, and acupuncture. The treatment has to be tailored specifically to the patient.
Every patient has to develop an individual concept for their IBS. There's no universal formula where you just have to add A, B and C and then it will work. Every case is different, just like every human being is emotionally different.
The moxa or burning mugwort herb heats up the spot where the needles are applied. The aroma is also said to have a harmonizing effect. That's important. The digestive system can only relax if the patient is relaxed.
And that's all we've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed our choice of topics. I'll see you again next week. In the meantime, why not check out our website at dw-world.de/ingoodshape. You'll find our studio interviews as video on demand. You can have a look at upcoming topics or browse in our archive. Bye-bye for now. Look after yourself and please stay in good shape.
For many decades, development was an illusion to the people of the Gambia. Now it's a reality felt by each and every Gambian, visible in every corner of the country.